This is metal on Down the Road, but we're doing an alternative down the road right now. And I'm kind of going back, just thinking of all the concerts that I've gone to way back when, from some like alternative music. And a band that I saw that opened up, and I can't remember if it was for Love and Rockets or Gene Loves Jezebel, was called the Mighty Lemon Drops. So I figured I'd grab a song. It's called My Biggest Thrill. Let's just rock it out. Let me know what you think. And I at that time, I kind of knew about the band, and they opened up, and I got more involved with listening to more stuff from them, from just seeing them live. So I love when that happens, when you go to a concert and an opening band, you kind of know a little bit, but not much, or if you don't know anything at all, and then they're a good opening band, and then you want to get into them more. So this is the case for this band. So here we go, My Biggest Thrill. Alright, what do you think? This band, Mighty Lemon Drops, like I said, I saw them live and I got more involved with them. And, you know, it's crazy to think that, I mean, I was really into heavy metal in the 80s. And then what really got me into some, like, alternative music, at the time, it was really alternative music, was college radio when I went to school. So I started listening to more of this stuff, and I kind of immersed myself into this type of music, which I love, as well as metal. But I always have, my heart's always open to this music as well, because I love it. I just, like, I go from one extreme to another, I guess you could say, of the alternative music back in the 80s, early 90s. And it was so different like this. I mean, simple, but yet so good. The Mighty Lemon Drops, my biggest thrill. I have to say, man, it was a good time to be alive back then when this type of music started coming out, because it was so, everybody's band was so different from each other, and it was so great to hear all kinds of music just coming out, and just, it really wasn't time. I mean, I called it alternative music at the time. I mean, we had an alternative radio station that was fantastic in Pittsburgh called WXXP that played all this stuff. One of the best radio stations ever in my entire life that I ever listened to. And we don't, I wish there was one like that now that played all, if I would hit the lottery, I'd have a radio station that would play, I would just play whatever. I'd have metal on one day, I'd have this kind of music on another day. I mean, it would just be everything. Too bad we don't have that now. But bands like this, I mean, there are some bands now that are kind of alternative that keep this kind of music going, but back then there was tons of it, and it was so great to hear. Unfortunately, I think this music kind of still gets pushed aside, unless you really were into that type of music back then. So let me know what you think. Stay safe. Peace.